You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday. Haikuzo. Makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe. Ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake. Na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho. Ngai no mwega. Na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani. Ngwe.
Clinton sure. Bado unarudi.
Kama huyu yako na emergency. Hii ni emergency.
Kujisa guno. Bishop, hata mimi kuna vitu nilikuwa nimepewa na baba yangu Raila Amolo Odinga, lakini kwa kawaida mnajua baba akikufa kwa bomu watu wanaanza kuingia wananyang'anya watoto yake vitu, si ndio? Kuna vitu baba alinipatia yeye mwenyewe in his wisdom, but people have decided ya kwamba watazichukua zote, na mimi niko tayari kwa sababu Bishop amesema Mungu atafanya nini? Atarejesha kila kitu ambaye itachukuliwa, ambaye nilipewa na baba na nilipewa na wananchi wataturudishia, si ndio? Na mimi naamini kwamba huo ndio ukweli ambao upo. Mheshimiwa Governor Orengo, thank you very much for inviting me. We have said that we must remain united. If you ever believed in the things that Baba used to believe in, we must all remain united. Na hatuachani, nyinyi watu wa Nyanza, nyinyi watu wa Western, wale wa Pwani, hata wakijaribu kuleta fitina gani, mimi naomba tubaki pamoja na tutembee safari hiyo, si ndio? Tutabaki pamoja. Mtu asiwadanganye ati kwa sababu ya ile vitu imefanyika hati watu wa Western wanachukia watu wa Nyanza. Haiwezekani. Sisi ile shida tuko nayo ndani ya chama, it is just individuals who are bringing problems to the party, but as a community we know that you have always stood for justice, you have always stood for what is right, and we believe that we can continue to work together.
All right. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Lulu Jegero, and this is Political Headache coming to you live from the city of glasses, Nairobi city. I'm in the studio with Adrian Olwach, who, because of goons, did not travel to Nyahururu. All right, and we have Mr. Meruka, who is here with us tonight. And then I have my fellow journalist, Miss Wayuambithi. I don't know. You don't. Yeah, you don't like the name Wayuambithi? No. It's beautiful.
No.
It's beautiful. Who is Mbithi?
Anyway,
yeah,
it's okay.
It's okay. All right, good. So, people of the internet, things are beginning to feel a little bit feisty. You know, the country is taking a sharp bend towards the 2027 elections. Today, several things were happening. Today, Ruto, I believe, was in church somewhere. Mr. Irungu Kangata was also in Nyahururu. He says that we have been stoned while at AIPCA Nyahururu. I believe that is also a church. My car was blocked and confiscated by goons, and my driver was injured. He has a bullet lodged in his chest. So those are the things that are going on today. You have seen the videos coming from Kisumu, where goons excited political fans are brandishing weapons and trying to goon Mr. Sifuna and Mr. Orengo out of Kisumu. So this is what is happening right now. Orengo was also kicked out of Kisumu today. A lot of things are happening, and I am in the studio with my fellow Kenyans to talk about this issue and see what is really going on. I want to start with Mr. Adrian. Adrian, what is going on? Mlikuwa mnapeleka kiherehere huko, what is it called? Olkalau. Why were you guys going to Olkalau? You should have, kerere ya nini? Even going to Nyandarua to Nyahururu today, was it really necessary to go to Nyahururu today?
Why would you say it's not necessary? First of all, for Linda Mwananchi,
okay,
we already have a planned schedule on the places that we are supposed to be visiting. We already know the place that we're going to be visiting in 2 weeks to come. So Nyahururu was part of our schedule of the places that we were supposed to be visiting. We did not preempt or did not foresee that there would be a by-election that would be so heated in Olkalau. And despite the fact that there's a by-election that is going on in Olkalau, that does not prevent Linda Mwananchi from doing their rallies in that particular place. And like I was telling here, my colleague here, we as Linda Mwananchi, the only interest that we have in places like Nyandarua and Olkalau is to reach out to citizens and to talk to them about the governance affairs that are happening in the country. We are not there to tell people, this is the candidate that you're supposed to be voting for or rallying against any particular candidate. Absolutely not. In fact, our only message to the people of Olkalou or Nyandarua, exercise your right to vote and do the best you can to make the right decision at the ballot. That is our message as Linda Mwananchi. We don't have a candidate there. We do not have anyone whom we have filled there.
But you're going to pelt the government with stones in Olkalou.
Who has pelted the government with stones?
No, I don't mean physical stones.
You should be ashamed, Jagero.
No, I'm not talking about physical, stones. You are going to
know the perpetrators.
You are going to speak.
You know the perpetrators of throwing stones.
I am not saying that you are going to literally throw stones. Pelt stones in words. So the assumption is, Wayu, and I'm going to allow you to talk just about right now, but and Meruka is also bearing witness here. If you go to Olkalou, you're not going to be speaking for the government. You're going to be speaking against the government. And so if you are speaking against the government, it goes without saying that you are campaigning against the government candidate who is Mr. Mushina, right?
That is totally different ideology, Jagero, that you do not actually get. When we stand up in Olkalou and you tell people that you need to exercise your voters' right, but at the same time you need to make the best decision, it does not mean that we are automatically supporting someone from DCP. In fact, you've only been hoodwinked to think that there are only 2 candidates in Olkalou. There are other different candidates from other different political parties or other leaders who are best suited, better than the 2 political parties that are engaging in political
Remind
theatrics.
me again, what were you going to do? Remind me again, what were you going to do? What were you going to do?
We were going there to tell people to make the best democratic choice and elect the best leader.
Okay.
So while we were doing that, we do not point out at one particular individual. We talk about principles.
But that was going to be a shift from your focus, because everywhere you have always gone, you've always sung two-term, right? No. And so it looks like when you finally ended in Olkalou, you are not going to be talking about two-term anymore. You are one-term. You're not going to be talking about, because everywhere else you've gone, you've always said that Ruto must go. Yes. But now you are not going to say that in Olkalou.
But I think
we do. Why would we not say that in Olkalou?
What is
the disconnection with that? What makes us disconnect far away from the idea of Ruto must go in Olkalou? Make me understand.
Okay. Let's hear from Wayua, because me umenishinda.
No, you're just trying to create a fuss out of something that does not exist.
Okay.
Adrian, I think for me, I don't see any problem with that. I don't see any crime with Linda Mwananchi also trying to garner support for the DCP candidate, because remark you that they said they also want to join the united opposition. So what is the problem with them going there and bringing support for their third candidate?
Which third candidate? Which third candidate?
I mean that candidate.
Oh, you mean Mr. Kiarao?
Yes, the DCP guy.
Okay. All right.
There is no problem.
There is no problem.
Again,
but he's saying that that's not what you are going to do.
Yes, and I hold my position. I believe it is good for her to bring up the idea that maybe we would be going to be rallying support for the united opposition. No, we do not have any pact or alliance with the united opposition. Yes, he has only said that there is no problem. But we don't have any pact with the united opposition. Our ground as Linda Mwananchi is formed on principles on what we stand for. And the same thing that we talk about in Kisii is the same thing. Nothing absolutely changes.
Okay.
When you say that we are going to abandon our motion or our slogan of Ruto must go, it is not abandoned. That is at the height of everything, because it represents a lot of things that we are talking about.
Okay.
So we don't support any particular candidates in Olkalou. We don't rally, we don't lobby for any particular candidate.
So you guys were not going to lobby any particular candidate.
We are going to just remind the people of Kalau to exercise their right to vote and use their brain to make the best decision to elect a leader that befits.
I want to welcome Mr. Meruka. Mr. Meruka, this guy is very dishonest.
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to come to my rescue.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you see, with whatever you say, be that as it may be, we only have two factions in the country at the moment. We are near to the election, and everybody knows it's either you're in one term or two term. So
and what is Linda Mwananchi?
if you're against...
What is Linda Mwananchi?
Of course, it's
one
one
term. Then
yes.
what is the
so
problem?
Definitely what he's saying is true that you are going there to fight the government, or rather against the government's candidate.
I think that's obvious.
Clearly. So you expect them to give you some juice and enjoy there as you continue to, bring that disruption that they have been trying to create on the ground.
But
you see the kind of language that you are coining,
which is what
is a very disastrous language.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed in you as a young person in this country.
Okay.
You are saying that we are going to Olkalau and we are going to talk against the government,
and you should not be given juices.
And we should not be given juices.
And what should happen to you is to be pelted with stones.
What you're trying to communicate to the entire country right now is that whenever you are against the government, you don't have the absolute freedom to
that
exercise
is not what I'm saying.
any thought.
What do you mean by serving them juices?
What do you mean by that?
This is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
That is a very reckless statement.
But first of all, I want him
to clarify.
Yes.
I want him to clarify.
Allow me to clarify.
Listen, before you even clarify, Jagero, you've had that point where he said that
allow me to
you
clarify.
guys are going to Olkalau, and you are going to talk against the government, and you're expecting the government to be giving you juices. Why are you making such
I think it is disastrous.
It is disastrous, of course.
At face value, it sounds so bad, but I want to give you an opportunity to clarify.
What he's saying is that
no, he has to clarify.
As you're speaking against the government, you are going to be meted with force of goods.
Adrian, can he clarify?
Can you allow me to clarify?
I don't think it's something that he needs to withdraw, not even clarify.
Okay, what exactly do you mean? It's a bit alarming, that statement.
Let me put it this way.
Okay.
Number one, I condemn all forms of violence.
This is the youngest politician I've ever seen in my life.
That's number one. Number two, I have been a victim of political violence.
Okay.
Just last week on Monday, here at Absa Towers, I was attacked by goons. So that is not to mean that I actually support goonism and violence. Number three, because we also want to understand what is actually going on. The fact that you're against government simply means two things. And I want you to know, the kind of goonism you are seeing is not just from government. It is also from the opposition. That some people are not able to see that because of the propaganda that goes on.
Which opposition?
Both ways.
Which
Trust
opposition?
me, violence and goonism can be manufactured by both the government and opposition.
So I want you to give me an instance, a particular factual instance, whereby the opposition has used goons against another faction.
You see, you might not see it factually, because that is how it is socially engineered to make you actually feel this is the government and not the opposition. A very good example that I would give you, and probably this would be a very contradictory statement here, is that Albert Ojwang was not killed by the state.
No.
But you see, at the end of the day, the propaganda that was given.
Push this one close to you, because you are on dangerous ground.
Where are you going? Let me tell you, whenever you're using No, Jagero, I'll not sit down, because this issue of Albert Ojwang,
it keeps cropping up. Does it?
Not even cropping up. I don't know. People who I detest so much, and I have a lot of resentment for people like Odoyo. Anytime you talk of any issue to do with goons, they always come up with that one example that Albert Ojwang, this and this happened that was not caused by the government. I'll teach you one thing when it comes to debating skills and public speaking and writing a speech or going against someone. When you are going to be making an analogy, make the closest possible analogy to what you are trying to drive. Right now we are talking about goons, and the only analogy you can only find of is Albert Ojwang.
Can I give you another one?
As an
let me bring it closer.
Give me an example, and I've asked you factually. You say that the goons are caused
by either
the government or opposition. For us, if you ask me factually, the goons caused by the government, I can give you a factual incident. Take a look at what has happened in Kisumu. There was factual evidence to show that it was pointed to PS Raymond Omolo. It has happened almost 3 times. That's what I'm telling you. Give me an analogy. Give me an example to support that it has come from the opposition.
100% that was not something manufactured to actually point the fact that it is government causing it.
Because Kisumu?
Yes. How sure are you that it was not manufactured by the opposition?
There's a picture of people. They go and they beat someone inside a mall. There are cameras that are made public, and everybody can be able to see that. These were the individuals.
Are you referring to those sort of incidents?
Listen. These were the individuals who caused this kind of harm against Ososi, right? You see the same pictures of these individuals with who? PS Raymond Omolo. Not one person. 3, 4, 5, almost 10 of these people have coincidentally been able to be associated with him. People who are also close and well connected in Kisumu politics tells you that these were individuals who were sent by PS Raymond Omolo. Then you come here and say that, how sure am I that these people were sent by government? Right now, as you're still debating and keep talking, I'm still telling you, give me one factual incidence whereby the opposition, people like Linda Mwananchi or the United Opposition, have gathered goons to attack an opposing candidate. Give me one. You can't.
One example I want to give you from current MP of Juja. You remember that time when he said he was abducted and beaten and all that, and he was taken to hospital, to Karen Hospital, and he said they are people from government. At the end of the day, what was the realization? It was a manufacturing to actually point to the fact that it is the government that has done that, yet ukiangalia ni vipindi from the opposition trying to show, actually, trying to seek sympathy votes.
You're doing a bad job at defending the government.
It's okay. Let me tell you something.
So,
by the way,
the Juja
Jagero knows very clearly. I'm a very neutral person. I don't support the government or the opposition.
Where do I know that
from? Then he's also doing a bad job at being neutral.
I need to tell him.
Or being an analyst.
I have a feeling that I have never seen this guy in this fashion whenever he comes to political headache. But I think that the last 3 times that he's come here, he has gone out and he has met with very good government people that have lined his pocket properly. Because today he has come completely different.
Look at what I'm asking. Now look at the example he's giving. He's talking about Juja MP. Juja MP did not organize any goons. There's just the allegation that it was not verifiable who was the person who actually abducted him.
So it's not a goon incident.
It's not a goon incident. You're still not telling me there's a goon incident. There is no goon incident.
What I'm trying to bring you to bring your attention to that you're not seeing is the fact that we are just like pawns in a game of chess.
Who?
All of us.
All of us.
And the politicians know how to play the game.
Okay.
And unless you dig deeper to find, you will always be defending your position, not understanding there are 2 people playing the game and you're just there in the middle of it. So that sometimes you want to blame the government. It is not the government, it is the opposition.
Okay. Where the opposition means who? Because right now I can tell you for a fact that we have
opposition is anyone against government. Simple.
Let me try to bring in something different here.
Okay.
Maybe it can change this conversation, and it is just something that one of the followers here has said. And they are saying that Gachagua demands that before you enter the mountain, you must notify him and get permission. Something that Sifuna has not done. Remember, Kangata has been urging Sifuna severally to go kneel at Rigiji. How do you take that?
So that is the opposition organizing goons in your estimation?
No,
not necessarily organizing goons, but actually doing something to disrupt it so that it looks it is the government, yet it is not the government.
Because we can segment this opposition very clearly. We have Kalonzo Musyoka. Do you believe that Kalonzo Musyoka is able to organize goons against anybody?
He has the same capacity just like everybody else.
Has he done it?
He has not done it, but he has the same capacity.
How about your tribesman, Mr. Matiang'i?
He also has the same capacity to do that.
Has he done it?
He's not done it.
Exactly.
But he can
go to another position. Name them all.
You are saying that Matiang'i has not organized goons?
Probably not one that I know, but he could. Let me tell you, what I've seen in the last 3 months campaigning tells me there is nothing that is not possible for any of these candidates that you see.
Okay.
They are willing to go to extents as much as they can go to get power. And that is the problem that many young people do not see. You only try to take a defensive position because you do not know what is actually happening behind the scene. And that's why I'm saying, in fact, even the incident whereby Gachagua was attacked in church and he had to run away, that was a manufactured incident. Rightly so. And the public does not know that. And my friend like Adrian will come here and tell you, give me a very good example, because he does not have this information. There is something called OSINT, Open Source Intelligence. Please do your research about all these incidences that you see around, and you'll understand the game that is being played.
Okay, so give me.
You've just mentioned one clever word, and you think that point will actually.
Which one? Which one? I didn't go to school, Adrian.
Him.
Tell me which word.
He's talked about open source intelligence.
Okay.
You know, when everything comes out from the media.
Yeah.
Number one, you cannot independently verify everything.
Yeah.
Or accurately know that this is
can I
happened.
But
there is something that we also call people in law. There's something we call a balance of probabilities, right?
Okay.
Like you need to analyze each and every situation. So the one that weighs the most is the one that you'd actually settle with. Look at the incident of maybe the Kisumu incident. You can say that maybe it's one political individual who sent the goons. But when you weigh it to that allegation of PS Raymond Omolo, you look at the photos of him posing with those people. You look at, some information from, very influential people in Kisumu telling you that it was Raymond Omolo. When you weigh those probabilities, it shows you that one weighs more than the other one. And that is what you go for. So even that incident of Gachagua, you might allude and say that maybe it was an orchestrated thing for Gachagua to gain sympathy or victimization. But if you balance the probabilities, look at the individuals who were sent there. The photos of the people who were actually unraveled on Twitter are actually police officers, people who were throwing tear gas at that particular church. And then you want to come here and tell me it was orchestrated by Gachagua for him to gain sympathy. But there is one police officer who was able to be identified by the public that is stationed at this particular place on plain cloth.
So Gachagua cannot buy a police officer.
How does he get all that intelligence in the first place?
Can I ask Mr. Adrian something?
Adrian, I'm ready to give you an answer.
There is something that is going on. When you guys were going to Kisumu, Babu had been talking about Goonism in Kisumu and how goons have been organized by the PS Raymond Omolo.
I see where you're going.
Yeah. But then, at some point, he said that if the government cannot protect us, we are going to protect ourselves. And if it's goon against goon, then we can play that game. What did he mean by that?
The statements of Babu are absolutely right.
Okay.
The statement that Babu makes and says that we Kenyans have the right to self-defense is absolutely right. And I'll give you a very good quote by the Black Panthers of the black civil rights movements in America.
Okay.
They always say that no one in the history of the world has ever gained their freedom from appealing to the moral consciousness of the oppressor.
Okay.
The moral consciousness of our government is that we need peace in this country, that let us not destabilize our country and be like the countries of Sudan or the countries of Syria or Iraq. Let us not tilt towards there. Like, let us have peace. That is their moral consciousness that they want us to appeal to. But what happens on the ground right here? They are the ones who advocate for the violence against us.
Okay.
They are the ones who start the violence against opposition leaders or against our team like Linda Mwananchi. So you cannot appeal to the moral sense of an oppressor. And another quote that I add on to that is that violence must always be meted with violence. An oppressed person has the right to defend themselves.
Okay.
Non-violent can only be talked about if the person you're talking about has a moral consciousness. And Ruto has no moral consciousness when it comes to this situation. Every person in Kenya has the right to self-defense. Okay, so if goons are going to be attacking people, Kenyans have the right to self-defense and to defend themselves. And what happened? Kenyans? Listen, let me talk. Because today I'm readily heavy to defend Linda Mwananchi because it is, what happened in Kisumu touches so much on what we do. Every person in Kisumu, Mombasa, any region in Kenya has the right to self-defense against goons. If a goon shows up today with motorbikes, with clubbers, you as a citizen has the right to also take a clubber and defend yourself against that goon. You have the right to take that means of transport that they're using to oppress people and burn that motorcycle down. You have the right to defend yourself as a Kenyan citizen. And it is high time every Kenyan in the country knew that they have that responsibility. Because like I keep telling Kenyans, don't focus so much on preparing for the ballot to remove Ruto while he's preparing to unleash violence against Kenyans when he realizes that he cannot win through the ballot. So what is happening right now is an indication on what will happen in 2027. And it is the clear telltale signs of what Ruto did in 2007 and what he was indicted on charges of the ICC. In fact, for most people who remember, part of the charges that Ruto was actually being accused by the prosecutor is political organization of civilian groups against dissenting opposition and creating fear amongst communities. That is what he did in 2007. That is exactly what he is going to do in 2027. And this telltale signs of goons is a clear indication of what is happening. That is why Ruto has not talked about goons anywhere. He has not condemned the issue of goonism in Kenya. He has become so silent about it because that is his only tool that he will use in 2027. And I'm telling Kenyans that if that is going to be the mantra in this country, you have the right to self-defense. You have the right to also attack those goons. You have the right to also beat up those goons. And if it is also possible, send them to heaven.
Can I ask you a question? I am going to go back specifically to what Babu said.
But before you do that...
Yes. But just a minute.
I've said it.
No, just
Babu's
a minute.
Wordings are correct.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Because I am going to the formula here. Because Sifuna and Linda Mwananchi have been goading the government and telling the government, look, we know that goons are there in Kisumu to attack us. In the 24 hours to the event, Babu says that, look, if the government cannot protect us, we are going to protect ourselves. All right? So I imagining that Babu is also going to take up as Sila, right? Or how does he do it? Does he call people in Kisumu to tell them that, look, guys, we grew up in Nyalenda together with you. There are goons that have been organized against us. Can you guys come out as a counter goon to help us? Is that the formula?
That is not the formula.
What is the formula?
In fact, look at what has happened in Kisumu, so that you can know that Linda Mwananchi is a very peaceful movement.
Okay.
When the motorbikes have been banned in Kisumu, Edwin Sifuna did not wake up and make a call to the people of Kisumu and tell them that, we are going to be having goons, and at this particular point, they're going to be coming with motorbikes. I want you to also take up arms and attack those goons. That did not happen. That was an organic conviction of the people who could see that we are heading to a church meeting or a church congregation of Edwin Sifuna, and there are goons who are also coming. So what did they do? They also decided to take up the responsibility themselves, not without the instruction of any Linda Mwananchi leader, to decide to defend themselves. So when Babu Owino comes out and say that we also have the right to also organize and defend ourselves, he does not mean that he would wake up one day and sit in a living room like Ruto did in 2007 and call up young people of Kalenjins and tell them, go and attack this faction of people. No, that is not what Babu Owino means. What he means is that he's just reminding everyone who supports his ideology for change in this country that they should take up the responsibility to defend themselves.
So
not necessarily
the
instructions
it's not goon,
of the leaders.
It's not goon against goon.
It is not
goon against citizens.
It is goons against the good citizens of Kenya, who want change in this country.
That is clear. That's very clear. There is something that Meruka wanted to say, even as we speak about goonism.
You see, what Adrian is trying to advocate for is that we actually become a country that, or rather, he's trying to advocate for anarchy, because it's simple. An eye for an eye. I have a rungu, you also come with a rungu. We fight, at the end of the day, all of us are hurt, or whoever wins, wins. And that is how, if you look at...
What is anarchy to you?
Allow me to speak. I gave you your airtime.
Okay.
All right? Did I?
Start by telling us what is anarchy.
You cannot cut my line of thought.
No.
I allowed you your airtime.
Try by first telling us what is anarchy.
Shakira will protect me from this guy because he's not going to allow me to.
No. He's allowed. It's just interjecting, Meruka.
I mean, that is interjecting rudely.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Tell me what is anarchy before first continuing with your point. Define that anarchy first. Because before we even defend ourselves, the act of what they are doing is already anarchy.
Exactly. And what you're saying is...
So you're calling me an anarchist?
Exactly. Because what you're saying is, as long as
for calling the right for us to defend ourselves as citizens.
Yeah. But what is anarchy? What is anarchy?
For me, I would define anarchy, as a set of authoritarian acts that are done towards, a particular group of people through certain atrocities. Beating them up, killing people, to force a certain authority over them that they do not consent to or they do not agree to. And that is what is happening in the country right now. Before we even talk about self-defense ourselves, the act of the government coming with clubbers, beating a congregation of people in church just because they have a different opinion, political opinion, not because they even went to cause any form of disruption in that region, just to express and assemble and worship. That is anarchy.
Okay. But then, you're still holding the mic. Don't worry. But then, so would you say that the government is anarchist as we speak today?
This is an anarchy government. This is an atrocious government. This is an authoritarian government. All forms of words.
So we currently have lawlessness in the country.
We have lawlessness.
Currently, we have chaos in the country.
We have chaos of the highest order. In fact, the thing that I am so disappointed with Kenyans is how we are comfortably taking this issue of goons. For the people who understand political history, go to a country like Sudan. The Janjaweed militia started as goons organization. They were not a formal group. It started as what we are seeing right now by Omar al-Bashir. It morphed into a militia when the entire citizen came up against the government. So they had to arm those group of goons. If you go to a country like Syria, it also started with a group of goons called the al-Bashar that was done by the Assad regime until it morphed into a militia group, and whereby the government saw that it has become so unpopular, they decided to arm these people. Now they became formally militias. So that is what can happen in Kenya today. This group of people that we are calling goons right now with clubbers, the moment Ruto realizes that he has become so unpopular that he cannot be able to do anything in his power to get himself back in State House, what will he decide? He will decide to arm this group of people with arms, with pistols.
Can we hand over the mic to the owner of the mic?
No.
I love the oomph and bravado that he tries to speak up with. Let me tell you something. I told you I've been a victim of
wanaleta kutoka kwa restaurant imeisha.
Yes. I have been a victim of goons. This past week, on Monday. So we are campaigning, we meet at Absa Towers, there's something we've organized. I'm not going to name the person, but they know very well this is the threat in what I'm trying to vie for. So they come with goons, hired goons from Eastlands and Kibra. Fortunately for me, some of those goons from Kibra know me very well. So when the guys from Eastlands tried to attack me, the same guys that I've interacted with in Kibra actually came to my aid. And what I'm trying to say is, we have to be very objective when we look at the issue of goons, because it is very easy to point fingers and say the government is not doing 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Yet when we look ourselves through the mirror, the same thing that we are condemning the government for is actually what we are trying to portray. And that is why I've said the issue of goons is not just an issue with the government itself. Because you see what he's saying is that because they are goons, what is expected of us is now form our own groups to protect us. And that means we keep creating more goons and more groups and more groups. Instead of saying, this is where the problem is. We need to call our country into constitutionalism and the rule of law. Otherwise, when this lawlessness continues, at the end of the day, we are going to burn our country. That is what I'm actually trying to pass across. Because if you say that because they are goons, we are going to defend ourselves and fight, at the end of the day, all of us will be at loss. None of us gains.
And that is my frustration with Mr. Adrian, because he's a lawyer and he's advocating for lawlessness. He's advocating for pick up the arms and defend yourself. That is very interesting. So because anarchy I think also means that there is no central power. There is no central government.
But again,
to you, Jagero, and your fellow guests, the concept of lawlessness only comes up when I talk about us defending ourselves, right?
Adrian, can you
the concept of the country burning down or the country being in a state Adrian, of non-governance only comes up when I talk about self-defense.
When does it not come up? When does it not come up?
You don't stress and you don't talk about lawlessness when you see what is happening right now in the country, whereby people are being attacked.
Do you want to ask me about it? But you've not asked me about it.
No. You should have used your consciousness to point it first.
What is it that you want to ask me?
Calling us lawlessness.
What is it that you want to
in the first place? All right.
Allow me to talk.
Okay. What do you want to say?
You asked me what I want to say. So, this is what I'm saying.
Speak.
I think the issue of goons, it's not a government thing alone.
Okay.
I'm going to support him in that because I tend to feel that the goonism thing is with both sides.
Yes.
Both the opposition and also the government.
Do you have receipts?
So I do not have receipts, but when you go to these rallies and when you look at how the operations are taking place there, Jagero, you will agree that every politician, almost everyone, they have goons in this country. They have goons. Sometimes they call it protection, they call it security.
Yes.
But when these people meet their opponents, it becomes a goonism thing.
Yes.
So that's what we are talking about. And again, I also want to maybe challenge what Adrian has said around the issue of anarchy. I think this is what we witnessed in 2007.
You have fought us?
Yeah, this is what we witnessed in 2007, what he's advocating for, like saying that if the government cannot protect us, and the last time I checked, the government set aside a lot of funds for the security of this country. So I think when we are talking about us to start defending ourselves, first of all, we just need to ask the security apparatus, we need to ask the docket of Murkomen, what they are doing, because I understand right now as we speak, the budget that they have.
And how is that going?
Next to the education budget that was allocated just the other day. So I think before we get to that, we just need to maybe allow the government
the question I wanted to ask you is, do you think that the government is protecting Kenyans, especially in these rallies?
Why I'm saying that's why I have challenged and I've
No, I'm asking you.
The interior.
The question is very specific.
Well,
where you are.
according to what they are doing,
are they doing it?
According to what they are doing, I believe they are trying.
They are trying.
They are trying.
Actually, the reason I can support her also.
Which supporting her how?
So now you're
in
a tag
terms of
team.
whether no, we're not a tag team.
Now you're a tag team.
You see when I was attacked on Monday?
Yes.
What happened?
What exactly happened to you when you were being attacked? What were you doing?
I mean, we were doing a peaceful procession. Informed the police. Then someone wanted to take the advantage, kujiapisha. And in the process, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of, fighting here and there. And of course, the one who was coming to attack us had more numbers than us. That is why I told you that part of the team that had come to attack me with were people who knew me very well, so they couldn't attack me. And I think what the police did, because we had already informed them, they came in. Now they had to disperse the people there and then call our group inside Absa Towers and tell them, hey, this is where you're going to do your stuff. Allow us to deal with the guns outside there. So I know the government is trying. And when I'm very objective. It's not about whether I'm supporting one term or two term. It's about being objective and seeing what is actually happening. Because you see what Adrian you're putting across is very sad in the sense that the people who are being used for fighting for these politicians and other people are young people. And yet these are the same people.
It has always been young people.
And these are the same people.
The question is not young people. The question is the people who are using those young people. And we cannot be responsible for. We cannot let people walk off just because they're young.
The point is, you and I, what we should actually be doing is advocating and talking to the young people not to be engaged in goonism. Otherwise, if you keep saying that as long as you fight me, I also need to come and fight you back, then at the end of the day, it is the young people that are hurting in this country, not the politicians that you think of.
And do you think we do not advocate for that?
Here.
You think as Linda Mwananchi, you don't stand up and you tell young people do not be used, do not be paid, do not be used by these politicians to do that? We do that. We constantly do that.
Now?
In fact, our responsibility first as very responsible citizens, number one, is to use all means possible under our own constitution to get people accountable. When there are goons here, number one, we do not think about that aspect of self-defense in the first place. Number one, we think about the authorities that are responsible. We write to Murkomen about the things that have been happening. Orengo was at the Vigilant House here, questioning about what has been happening in the country. We write to them, we seek accountability to them, we sue them in courts, we do all these things that are necessary in the first place. After that, we talk to the young people who have been involved in such kind of things, and we emancipate them, we educate them that, you are not supposed to be doing all these things. So we are using all these measures before we are even thinking about the concept of self-defense.
Don't do it, but
right?
if you are attacked, take up arms. That's what you're telling them.
Do it.
Ensure you walk around with security. That is what they're saying. Ensure you walk around with security.
Yeah, but there is something interesting here.
It has become impossible.
There is something interesting here, Mr. Adrian, and I want to pick your brains, your minds on the same thing.
Pick me.
We have the security organ of the country, right? I imagine that the OCS knows what the law demands, correct?
Yes.
Everybody else knows what the law demands. All right. Do you have a feeling, Adrian and Miruka, that even though these people at the tail end of the society, like the OCS and the chiefs and everybody knows that they need to take care of the security of everything that is happening within their locality, but there are people up that are sending word to them that, look, we have got our boys coming, stand down.
Yeah.
What is exactly going on? Is it that the OCS does not want to provide security to Linda Mwananchi or to Gachagua in charge, or they have been given an order from above that you guys don't need to do anything? Our guys are coming to disrupt this. Which one is it?
Look at this. That is why it's so difficult to resonate with what he's talking about, that how about you tell the police to protect us against these goons? Look at the images that are coming right now from Kisumu. We have goons who are even brandished having tear gas canisters. We have goons who have clubbers. But what are they doing? They're walking side by side by police officers. If a police officer can clearly see, in fact, we can even hear what these people are saying, that wacha watoke nje waone kenye tutawafanyia. They are speaking it out loudly outside the congregation church, and they're standing side by side with a police officer. The police officer, and according to the law, a police officer has the right, if they feel that there is immediate danger or there is suspicion that a certain criminal act is supposed to be happening, they can consciously stop you and decide to question you and investigate you and detain you until that suspicion is taken away. So the police officer can see that these people are going to come up violently against a group of people in church. But what do they choose to do? They choose to ignore.
Because let me ask you,
so
Mr.
If you can see those images, how would you
let me ask you, Mr. Miruka,
to protect people?
How that group that was crawling the Kisumu streets today is in their 50s?
Yes.
Yeah. And the question that we are asking, and probably Adrian is asking, we do not have a national intelligence service in Kisumu.
We do.
And how did they not know that this is being organized?
They knew very well.
And what did they do about it?
They did nothing.
Because if you look at that road is basically behind Central Bank. Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Adrian, that road is behind Central Bank. Okay? And where are these people marching from? Either they are marching from Nyalenda and nowhere else. Or from Nyalenda, Kachok area. That's where they're coming from, because they're coming from up there. And you want to tell me that for how long did they march to the Anglican church before the government actually knew that they were marching?
At the end of the day, I want to put
it's not even an issue of marching. Those people were congregated outside the church for so long. And I'm talking about hours.
There is a video that we started with where they are marching.
Yes, there was
towards
marching,
the church.
They marched, then they congregated outside.
But the question I'm asking is, before they congregate outside the church, okay, where are they coming from? And you want to tell me that the National Intelligence Service did not know that they're going to come out? The National Intelligence Service did not talk to the OCS. Where was the OCS? Where was the police?
So let me put it this way. That is now the part that we blame the government, because the government has resources.
Yes. No, but the question I want to ask you is, do you believe that the goons in Kisumu today were allowed to do what they were doing by the government?
Yes, they were allowed. When you look at the whole scenario, at the end of the day, you actually realize they were allowed. The reason why I have been putting my statements the way they are is this fact.
Okay.
There are instances the police actually protect people from these goons. There are instances they stand down because they have been given orders. In today's instance, it was very clear that they were allowed to actually do whatever they were going to do there. But even as that was happening, at some point you will realize, I don't know what happened, but the police now come in to try and tell them to go away, in as much as they have been given that permission. So at the end of the day, we still have to blame our government that it is still allowing these things to take place. Yeah.
But then the question is, Mr. Adrian, so
Yes.
what was the problem? Can you stop reading SMSs from your girlfriend,
Come
please?
on. I'm researching for your show.
Can you stop reading? Are you reading something from Linda Mwananchi?
Yes, I'm researching for your show.
Okay.
So that we can be more factual than our guests.
So let me ask you, because I don't understand.
Adrian, you stop calling me your guest. I'm Mr. Miruka. All right? This guy has started some kind of, you know.
Is anakuchimba.
Vibaya sana.
Lakini wewe ndio ulianza hiyo mchimbo. Yeye ndio alianza hiyo mchimbo. So the question I want to ask you, Adrian, is that what was so big about what Orengo and Sifuna were doing in Kisumu that was so wrong that goons had to come out and threaten them? What was it? I think they were doing an Arambe. But then on the other side of the world, your grandfather, Mr. Oburu Odinga, was also counting millions in another Arambe, which had 0 goons. So what were you guys doing in Kisumu at Linda Mwananchi that made you a target of goons? What was so big about you guys being in Kisumu? Because I think your party leader was in a t-shirt, and Orengo was also. I mean, there was nothing.
There was nothing. In fact, it was not a rally. It was not a political organization. It is just that we as Linda Mwananchi noted that, Anglican Church is one of the biggest churches that we have in this country. And they were hosting one of the biggest fundraising, which was the Kenya Anglican Men Association.
Okay.
So we definitely had to have the presence of our leaders, because we've had a lot of support from the Anglican Church, including the specific bishop who was in that church. So that was our only agenda for being in Kisumu. In fact, the only reason Jagero why there were goons, and I'll tell you this. You look at the UDA camp and the government apologies. They keep saying that Sifuna is not a threat to us. If Sifuna is disorganized, Sifuna cannot become a presidential candidate. But immediately they see his presence, even in a congregation, in a church assembly, in a fundraiser alone, not even in a political rally, they scuffle. They are already afraid. That shows you that Sifuna has a certain sense and magnitude of influence in this country that even those intelligence agencies, are very afraid of.
How much of a threat is it to the government?
That Sifuna can become the only good neutral candidate that can be able to amass Kenyans to vote without the idea of tribes. He is the only presidential candidate right now being talked of who can be able to become a president without the introduction of the issue of about tribes or the Kingpin region.
For the first time in this show, I agree with him.
No, you don't have to agree me with on anything. But let me
I'm not saying
take your flowers.
Allow him, please.
This stupidity of youth is surely.
My brother, when you grow older,
Take your flowers, bro. Kwani asira ni ya nini?
No, he has already thrown sewage at me. Mtu anakumwagia sewage alafu anakwambia shika hii flowers.
Let me
How will you look good with those flowers?
Let me ask you.
Take your flowers.
Adrian, before he gets in,
Okay.
what do you think benefits when we have goons, like, for example, what you have seen in Kisumu?
The government. And in fact,
How?
let me tell you one thing. In fact, I had noted it quite down here. Part of the reasons why the government is using goons is because it's also a psychological operation, right? It is a psychological operation, so just they can create a certain intimidation on the electorate. And that intimidation suppresses electoral participation. And when I talk about electoral participation, I don't mean just the act of casting votes. I mean the act of rallies, the act of constantly speaking against this government. So this issue of goons is not just an issue of stopping one person like Sifuna from holding a rally or a by-election in Olkalau. No. It is a covert psychological operation in the entire country to create that violent intimidation on the electoral, so that we have lower electoral participation in the country, so that we are not having a huge number of people who are not showing up in rallies. People will now be afraid to even show up in churches whenever a certain leader is there. So the moment that happens, you reduce the number of people who are going to be voting. And we always say this, the lesser the number of people who are going to be voting, the easier it is for the government to
the assumption is on opposition
the election.
On opposition strongholds, you mean?
Yes, on opposition strongholds, to reduce that electoral participation. So in turn, people do not come out and vote. And the moment people do not vote, it works for the government. And it becomes easier for them to also manipulate the votes. Because just like in 2007, it was very difficult for Kibaki to steal and manipulate votes because of the huge number of people who had voted against him. It was becoming impossible for you to manipulate that little vote in a certain specific polling station. But the moment you suppress the amount of people who are going to be participating electorally, it becomes easier for them to manipulate the issue of votes. And that is why I keep saying that
you narrow the margin
of psychological operation.
You narrow the margin.
You narrow the margin, and it becomes easier to steal with a few number of votes. So that is why I keep saying that it is not just an issue of stopping people. It's an issue of psychological operation. Because look at what has happened in Kisumu. Number one, they showed up outside the gate. Fortunately, they have not attacked someone that we know. Or maybe, as of right now, we have not seen them attacking someone specifically outside there in Kisumu, right? But they've already created.
But there was somebody attacked. There was somebody bleeding profusely.
Yes, I've seen something like that. But they've already created that intimidation on anyone who is going to be holding electoral participation in Kisumu. Because part of our rallies right now as Linda Mwananchi is that we are supposed to be assembling and doing a tour in Nyanza.
All right.
Look at the image and the kind of frustration that right now it puts on our members who are supposed to be coming up for these rallies. It suppresses us. So it's a covert psychological operation that this government is running on its citizens. And I keep saying, it will not work. Haitafanya kazi. Wakenya wameshindwa kuogopa. Kenyans have already felt that it is of greater sacrifice for you to be very courageous at this particular point and face that death and face that goon than to stay for another 5 years with William Ruto.
What is your feeling about William Ruto, by the way? You love him so much, Mr. Meruka?
I have always pointed to the fact that, and I think this is something Adrian needs to know, that
I know everything.
Right, I have been a very neutral person trying to look at all the candidates that you have. And
what do you mean you're neutral?
Yes.
Answer the question. Do you think that Ruto should be given a second chance in 2027? Yes or no?
You see, there's a reason why I'm saying I'm neutral.
There is no neutrality in politics.
Number one, there are things that Ruto has done right, and there are things that he has not done right. And for me, my biggest issue with Ruto is what happened in 2024. The killing of millions and the abductions of very many young people in this country. That is something that I will never agree with him. That is something I can never agree with anyone in power, whether it is Ruto or whoever, or it is just an image that is there. I do not agree. I believe in the sanctity of life. That's number one. Number two, I look at the opposition leaders that we have, and probably the person that I relate to most.
Sorry.
Is
Usiaribu mitambo.
The person that I relate to most probably at the moment is Sifuna, but I'm yet to see what exactly is he trying to offer in as much as I relate to him. But also, lastly, I think it will be very difficult to unseat Ruto if the opposition is not organized just like it is at the moment.
Yeah.
It is
you like Sifuna, but it's disorganized.
Not just Sifuna being disorganized.
The team.
The whole opposition team is very disorganized. And I need to tell you, bro, you have not seen Ruto wearing his yellow shirts. And akikunja nini nakupanda Lexus LX570 and you are getting campaign.
And that is why I'm saying that.
That is why I'm saying if the opposition is not serious to be organized and they say this is the candidate who can face Ruto. All candidates that are going to face Ruto apart from Sifuna.
What is the organization that you expect of them?
One, to say, we are now 1 year to the election, Sifuna is our candidate, this is our presidential candidate, this is his deputy, these are the regions and the people that you are trying to use to marshal the different regions that you have. Otherwise, as they continue keep doing rallies here today, and then you're told you cannot hold a rally in Olkalau by DCP Gachagua, tomorrow in Ukambani probably they'll be told the same. And as they continue doing that, Ruto, right now has all the state machinery. He has all the intelligence. He can read all their moves. If they don't make that decision right now and start marshalling support countrywide, then it will be very easy for Ruto in 2027. And that is a fact that we need to know. That is a truth that we need to accept. That unless they are organized, unless they are ready to marshal and say, this is our candidate going to face Ruto. And if that candidate is not going to be Sifuna, Ruto is going to win as early as 8 a.m. Yes.
But I thought the Sifuna is the presidential candidate. When did that change?
For Linda Mwananchi, that is what they are saying. But see, which party ticket is he going to use? He's still a member of ODM, right?
No, he was finally kicked out.
Yes,
proper.
He's still a member. He was kicked out as the Secretary General.
No, he was kicked out. The ORPP gave notification that he's getting out. So that is why today in Kisumu he was crying and saying that look, they have taken everything that Raila Odinga gave me, the car, the phone. I mean, what is it, Mister, that Raila Odinga gave Sifuna that he was crying foul about in Kisumu? What is it? Do you care telling us about that? What is it? It is an honest question, honestly.
I know it's an honest question.
Yeah, well, what is it that was...
And I get the sarcasm also.
No.
They are both.
What is it?
And I'll answer you
the
best possible form way.
Okay.
When Sifuna talks about Baba gave him something, he doesn't talk about, an object or a sword. Or any symbol, or a car, or a position of SG.
Or a car.
But he was given a car.
He meant that Baba made a wise choice on the reason why he had Sifuna as the SG.
Which is very problematic because according to ODM, Raila should not have made that call. The call is not made by Raila Odinga for him to be SG. So again, lawlessness, right?
It's not supposed to be made by
Baba. Baba should not have been a dictator.
He's not a dictator. But also, if you guys are talking so much about reality and the facts, it was a fact that Baba had most of the influence when it comes to ODM as a party. But Sifuna knows that it was unlawful of him to be there just because Raila said so. So why is he crying foul about it? Sifuna was not elected unlawfully, Jagero. Sifuna was elected lawfully. Sifuna was proposed by Baba. And Sifuna was elected lawfully by the neck that actually congregated.
But you're saying it is not a car. You're saying it's not an object. So it was the position. So Raila gave him the position. That's what he's crying about.
The mandate and the responsibility. It is not one specific thing. And the people of ODM have decided to take that power, that responsibility, that mandate away from Sifuna. And
by
Baba
law.
knew
by law.
It is by law. Law can always be manipulated to do even the most heinous of acts or the most unapproved of acts. So there's no problem with them doing it lawfully. We do not disagree with that. They did it lawfully.
Yeah, but for the sake of Adrian and the young people that is leading, he should have just walked away. I mean, crying about it.
You cannot walk away because a party does not belong to any individual. A party is a democratic institution high above any institutions that we have in this country.
Because I remember when that position fell vacant, it fell vacant as a result of Men in Black. Babu Namwamba, you remember?
I do remember.
So the sword comes around to cut the person that it had that was given the sword. So that's what has happened.
Babu Namwamba was not re-elected. What happened?
But there were Men in Black that kicked the ballot boxes.
Yes, you see now those are non-justiciable issues outside the ODM constitution. You see?
But you look at the Goonism in ODM that installed Sifuna, right?
Goonism never installed Sifuna.
It did.
Goonism never installed Sifuna. If you are going to maybe talk about Goonism, which unfortunately
and by the way, Mr. Adrian, to be very clear to you, I am not talking about the same Goonism that we saw against Sifuna. No, I'm talking about the ODM Goonism.
Did not install Sifuna. In fact, Sifuna was the most. If you remember, Sifuna. Sifuna did not do any forceful takeover. Sifuna did not orchestrate the removal of Ababu Namwamba. It was orchestrated by people outside the Mulembe nation, outside the Luya nation. What Sifuna did, Sifuna saw it as the best opportunity to present himself as the best replacement, since the position of SG was supposed to be going to the Western region. And Sifuna, in fact, the only thing that was, rebellious about Sifuna at that time was him hosting a press conference inside the ODM headquarters, and he said that, I'm the one who's supposed to be taking this position, and I feel like I'm very competent for this. That was the most rebellious thing. But at no single point did you see Sifuna coming up with a number of goons, storming ODM meetings and say, now this is the
No,
SG.
that for sure is true.
That did not happen
that did not happen.
Particular point. Yes.
That did not happen. What was happening was that there were outside forces that were fighting for him and were kicking out boxes for elections.
Outside forces were never fighting for Sifuna. Outside forces were fighting for Ababu Namwamba to be removed because Ababu Namwamba was proving very difficult to be ousted. He was a very tough person because he was constantly, just like Sifuna is also doing.
And this forces did not have the blessing of Baba.
This forces
who loved Sifuna
might or might not.
Yeah, is it a question of 1 + 1 = 2? Really,
it might be, but the only distinction that I'm making disconnect Sifuna from the issue of Goonism. That day he was installed, he was never installed,
but he profited from it.
Disconnect from the fact,
but he profited from it.
Disconnect from the fact that Sifuna was not also supported by the Luo leaders. Sifuna was not supported by this faction of Luo leaders that you see here who are influential in Odem. They did not want Sifuna as the SG. Sifuna only presented himself as a replacement for the Mulembe nation, and he became relatable to the Mulembe leaders who were there and the most reasonable people like Baba, who saw that this young man has to be given an opportunity to lead ODM. That was the true history of what happened, and I'm well acquainted to actually what happened on that specific ousting of Ababu Namwamba. So for you to come here and say that Sifuna is a benefit of Goonism, I'm sorry.
No.
Read your history quite well, Jagero, and the guest.
No, but he's not saying something. He's not saying something so untoward. I think.
Engineer Miruka, right?
Yeah.
I know it's Miruka. I'm just being disrespectful.
Okay. Jagero, by the way, there is something that you said about why.
Disrespectful. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Let me allow you to speak loud.
But in a good way, in a podcast way. Brother, in a podcast way. In a podcast way, I'm a very respectable person.
I think there is a lot of camaraderie between the two of you. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Again, I was saying,
okay.
I think the issue of Sifuna, this issue of him being kicked out of the party, that is ODM, and the issue of you saying that he's been wailing and saying that he should not have been kicked out of that seat of SecGen. So for me, I think this has really worked for Sifuna. The popularity that we are seeing, together with the history that he had, I think it is working for Sifuna. Assuming if he just left immediately when he was told to leave the office, I don't think that we could be having this movement that we are calling Linda Mwananchi right now. So him staying back, him trying to stick back in that position has really worked for him.
Very true. Even the issue of these goons, the more you keep attacking Sifuna, the more Sifuna becomes popular, the more he becomes relatable, the more he becomes a force.
And it's what
but now, can I ask you as a lawyer, Sifuna is now officially out of ODM by law.
Exactly. Sifuna is out by law.
Okay. How does that make you feel?
It does not make me feel in any particular way. It does not make me remorseful. It does not make me
for the last 6 months, he was saying that nikiwa hapa kama bado katibu mkuu wa chama cha baba cha ODM.
He has lost his plot of introduction now.
But why does he keep saying that? And I'll keep reminding you, Jagero, a party is a very strong institution that does not belong to anyone. Nobody is entitled to say that you are not a member of this party or you cannot be the SG of this party. It's a democratic institution. So you have the entitlement. Even me right now, if I speak so bitterly of ODM and they decide that we want to oust you as a member of ODM, unless there is gross misconduct that I've gone against the ODM constitution as a member, they cannot remove me. That is a democratic institution. I would stand up and I would say I have the entitlement to be a member of ODM despite the fact of my dissenting opinion. That is the same as Sifuna. So I don't know what is the problem with you people for Sifuna to stand up and say that I am still the SG of ODM. No, he's the SG of a democratic institution and the members have not all agreed to remove him.
The people are asking on the comments, what is now the next move now that that is officially out of ODM? What is
He'll be the president.
Who'll be the president
of Kenya? That is the next move.
All right. I highly congratulate you guys in advance.
Thank you so much. In fact, I'm now the PS.
Wish him the
You are
best.
that?
I'm the PS.
PS for what?
For the government.
For interior.
If you become the PS for interior,
I can actually be a very good PS for interior.
You can.
A very sensible PS because I have a very good grounding in criminal justice, intelligence, forensics, a lot of things.
So was Matiani.
And criminal governance. I can become a very good PS interior.
Right?
I'm an advocate trainee. I'm not a law student.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer, an advocate trainee at Kenya School of Law, set to be admitted in 2027.
Yes.
Don't call me a law student. There's a very distinct.
It's okay. I understand.
Yeah, he's called. You
I
want
have
him
a
to. You want him.
degree.
You want
It's
him.
okay.
You want
I
him
have a
to.
degree.
You want him
You
to
know-
call you an engineer, but
Listen,
you're disrespecting him.
I have a degree.
It's
Do you know
okay,
what a
I
degree
understand.
is? I
Yes.
have a degree.
I
What
have
I'm doing
two.
is an
I have
additional training
I have two. So
at
please
Kenya
don't
School
tell
of
me you
Law
have
so
a
that I
degree.
can
I have
become.
You have two
I have a
degrees.
degree and a master's.
You have-
So you can't tell me about degrees.
You have but
Yes.
why? Because you are 9 years older than me, right?
No.
I've already
You
started.
have 2 degrees in what?
No, I have a degree and currently a master's
A master's in what?
in software engineering.
And a degree in what?
Same course, computer science.
But you said you're an engineer, right?
Yes.
Oh, not for cement.
No. I'm a software. So please, the next time you talk about degrees, the others who have more.
So what is the point of the interior? You are getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So Jagero people are talking about their degrees.
Me have got so many degrees. Don't even try. Yeah. You keep leaving this mic behind you.
Sorry.
You want to speak through it.
The point I'm trying to bring home is there's just so much theory that you can have, but when you actually look at the things on the ground, they are very different. Actually, msema vitu kwa ground means a lot.
So what does that mean? How does that debate my issue that I can become the PS of interior?
Nobody disputes that. You can
Yes,
become the
thank
PS,
you.
But it takes a lot more than just being with all this knowledge. Because how many other people do have the same?
A lot.
Millions, right?
Thank you.
But there must be a qualification because there is a very sensitive docket in this country.
Which qualification? Are you talking about educational qualification? Are you talking about
Experience.
political qualification, experience qualification? Talking about experience qualification.
Yes.
Do you think experience has really mattered if you look at the state of governance in our country today?
To some extent it has. That is why we have technocrats and politicians.
And how are our institutions right now with the most experienced people?
The fact that the
In
problem
leadership-
that
in
we
leadership-
have is corruption.
And
It's
you know-
simple as that.
and you know, if you-
Tegero, today he can talk all he wants, gets into the position of power, becomes corrupt, with all his experience and education, that institution cannot stand.
So now he's talking about corruption. That is what I'm telling you, my brother, and I'll educate you. When it comes to leadership, the most important thing and the first thing that you have is virtue and moral consciousness.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing that you look at leadership. The moment a leader has that virtue and moral consciousness, he's able to work for the people genuinely.
Yeah, I actually believe that he's strong enough. He just have some aspect of Goonism in him that I really don't like.
Just a radicalism. Goonism is not the right
radicalism.
word. I'm just a radical person, which is not bad.
Yeah, but considering I don't have a degree,
You need to shut up.
I'm allowed to confuse these things, right? But anyway, let's go to Uburu counting.
We are sorry. We are sorry.
Let's go to Uburu counting millions today. Can we go to Uburu, please?
Enoko tumelibeo wachorani muna kelne milion achiel wan ka President Ruto President Ruto miyo waka mairi milion adi achiel mairi milion adi mairi milion adi mairi milion adi mairi milion adi Mairi million adi. 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 Apar. We are going to support William Samoei Ruto for the second term. But as we move to support him in his second term, we must go there in a structured manner, negotiating and knowing what we are going to get as ODM. You cannot share power if you don't have votes. And those votes are dependent on you people. You are the ones to give us the power. You are the ones to give us the strength. You are the ones to give us the means of negotiating with President Ruto.
And therefore, when we say we support the broad-based government, it is not for nothing. It is for progress. It is for inclusion.
Achana na hiyo bwana, it's not what we want. So people of the internet, that is Oburu. You remember there is a video that is always very interesting. I think it is in the 90s, early 90s, when His Excellency the former president, Mr. Moi, is counting money and saying Zaidoti 10,000. You know,
Mudavadi kwa nini wewe hii ni kidogo hii.
Yeah, Mudavadi was there. Yeah. Receiving 10,000, giving Moi 10,000. And today when I saw Mr. Oburu giving out money, people of the internet, I just don't know where this country is coming from, is going to, because at some point we have even resurrected the term Harambe. I was being told that it is Gachagua that brought that back. And so there are two things here. The issue of fundraisers and in millions has come back. Watu wanakuwa na kikapu wakisanya pesa. I think this they were doing it for some women group or whatever down there. And Ruto gave 10 million and the rest of them added another 11 million on top of it. But the other news, the other piece of news is that they have finally now said, after booting out your party leader, Mr. Sifuna, they have now decided that they are not going to field any presidential candidate. So somebody is giving them a lot of money, so they have decided, look, we're not going to bother. Let us be in the united government. And what does that make you feel? I want to start with you, Adrian. The counting of the money and the fact that ODM is not going to front a presidential candidate, is that good news to you?
Definitely it's not good news to me. In fact, when I see Oburu counting money, for me it is very distasteful. A very distasteful act, because it reminds me of Raila Odinga. There was no single instant you could see Raila Odinga doing the same things that Oburu Odinga is actually doing. Even through a handshake that I did not agree with when Baba was doing, there was no single time Baba would make a distasteful act of taking money directly from a president that he supports and shoving and waving it in the air that I have 10 million from President Ruto, whom we have a handshake with. He has donated this 10 million. And he has constantly done it a lot of times ever since they got into the broad-based arrangement, or ever since Baba died. It is very distasteful to the legacy of Raila Odinga. It is distasteful to the legacy of ODM as a party. There was no single time ODM was in a position of going to beg a president that you need to do this for us. Baba knew his power so much that even when the government owed him 12.6 billion, there was no single time he would ever go and beg a presidential candidate or the president sitting for him to pay back that money. So whatever Oburu is doing has actually degraded ODM as a party and the legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga. And if the people of ODM cannot see that, then there has to be a problem.
What do you think, Mr. Meruka?
It is very distasteful because remember what led to the demos in 2024? Some of these things were actually what were making the young people to be agitated in as much as our economy was stable then. You remember the watches, the belts, the flashy lifestyles, the carrying of money in bags. I mean, Oburu clearly shows that he was never ready to step into the shoes of Raila as the party leader of ODM. And I think that clearly, and again, even when you see him say that they're not going to field a candidate, ever since the history of ODM, there is no single year that we were going to an election and we didn't know we would actually have a candidate in ODM. That was Baba. And so him saying that simply means whatever Sifuna has been saying all along, that they were already paid and the party has been bought by the incumbent, is very true. Because, I mean, why are they begging to actually be in government in as much as they try to use the card of saying that tuliacha kwa serikali? It simply means it is not as strong as it used to be. And so if they do not agree to continue with William, then the party is dead. And I think that is what saddens us. But again, that was expected. Personally, I've been a very long time member of ODM.
Are you still one?
That is why I told you, currently I'm a very neutral guy because I'm thinking of jumping ship. Yes.
The only reason why you're going to Linda Mwananchi is because they don't have a party.
Not necessarily because they don't have a party. It is because I resonate with the ideologies of Sifuna.
Which are what?
I mean, inclusivity, the rule of law, and implementation of the constitution.
Why don't you jump ship and go help Adrian? Adrian is alone.
Of course, I could jump ship, but again, I also need to look at the plan they have.
But you go and help them make that plan. You are a young person, he's a young person, to come together.
Why are you waiting to
have
be
the
given a
youth
plan?
win, and then make, you've got two degrees, you said.
Why are you forcing
So
him?
why are you, why are you not
I
using
am
your
an
degrees?
independent candidate.
Yes.
I'm a very sober guy. I have to make a decision knowing very well this is actually something I can live with.
It looks to me that Linda Mwananchi is a house that is being constructed.
Yes.
If you look at, there is a show on Netflix where they go into the bush and they start from scratch and actually make the house where you are going to sleep under. You put up the fires using a stick. So why don't you go and help them put us fire? If they don't know how to use the stick to make a fire, why don't you go and do that?
Let me tell you, I have not jumped ship.
Because right now
they had a sign-up form whereby if you were volunteering to join their team, you would sign up and do everything, and I did that. I was volunteering in the tech team.
Okay.
Do you know I have never received a response ever since then?
Because you don't need a response.
All right?
What response
do
you need?
Why were you filling a form if you're not willing to actually now call people and tell them, hey, I see you volunteered to take part in this initiative. This is the team you are forming, and you volunteered to be in this team.
Okay.
So now this is how you join the team. This is how you participate. We have other things that you're doing in life.
Do they have a contact number? Do you have a contact number?
We have a contact number. In fact, our movement is quite organized when it comes to having the most structured website. If you go to our website, it shows you how to become a member, how to volunteer, how to donate, the structures of Linda Mwananchi, every news and every highlight. And let me remind my brother this, when it comes to volunteering for a political party, and if you see other political parties in the US where it's working very well with volunteering, not everyone is accepted for volunteering, okay? But everyone is accepted to become a member of a political party or a member of a movement. So if you right now sign up to be a member, you're automatically assigned your membership number and to become a member of Linda Mwananchi instantly. But if you choose to volunteer right now, not everyone can be engaged at this moment. Volunteering is like getting someone to be part of the team and work on coordinate. If you say right now today we are going to be having tech guys, these are people whom we are going to have to form a group, maybe even a physical location for something. A lot is happening. We're already having people who are volunteering. So maybe the only benefit of doubt, or maybe the only assurance I can give him right now, is that as we keep on expanding, most of the applications for volunteering will actually and definitely be considered. Based on,
it is interesting that you never sent him any. Did you receive any kind of email saying that look, we are working on it?
I was among the first person to sign up for Linda Mwananchi, and it was at that time that the terrible was really terrible. Their website. Yes. And I was volunteering because I wanted to give my skills to actually help them build something better. In fact, an idea that I had was a simple website like the one Donald Trump had.
Okay.
If you ever saw that website, it was very simple, but very powerful with every content, so that when a user is using their website, they don't have to struggle. Like right now, when I look at that website, sometimes I wonder,
so it is still bad. It's still bad.
That is the most simplest website you can ever find.
So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, Mr. Miruka.
I'm a web designer.
Miruka.
Yes.
So umejam.
You're a web designer. I'm a consumer of web designs.
Miruka, so what's the problem? Umejam. So what?
So okay, now I get where the resentment is coming.
Yeah.
I think you should have told him that I'm also part of the executive. Now I can consider him. So that
you are extremely proud. You are extremely proud. Just like
I should warn you that so many parties have approached me. It's only that
choose them.
No. You're not going to do that.
When you meet
you need the money, you need the expertise, you need everything.
No, you know, when you say that, if you don't believe in our own ideology sincerely, and you tell us something like a lot of party has called us, maybe it's even UDA, please choose that UDA.
No. Huh? Which party have I spoken
about
here apart from Linda Mwananchi personally? I've said I'm a neutral person, and the party that I'm trying to probably see whether they will give me a sign to join them fully is Linda Mwananchi. But still, I'm on the fence.
It looks like you can only join them if they give you the ability to work on their website. Do you want to siphon money from that website?
No.
Don't make it seem like we have refused him not to join Linda Mwananchi. He's a member.
Yeah,
he has already registered. The only thing he wants to be part of the team, which I've said there is no problem with that. Even most of your concerns, you're talking about structure. That structure is also
somebody's saying that America will hack your website if you're not careful.
I can. I have the tools. I have
it's good because those are part of the consideration when you are starting something like a very, very crucial anti-government movement. The first thing that you have to do is to get people that you are closely tied to start with that website. You just don't open applications and pick anyone to come there.
You might get
a very neutral person like him.
Yeah.
And he does something to your website. So Sifuna already had people who were already in the
working on the website.
Working on the website. Yes.
But those people are terrible. We just need to tell him the truth.
No.
Open Linda Mwananchi website.
Let's go to the
open that. Let's open.
What is it called? Linda Mwananchi?
LindaMwananchi.com.
LindaMwananchi.com.
Unless they worked on it.
Sasa wewe hata hujarudi. Wewe ulijam bro. Wewe ni kama ulijam. LindaMwananchi.com is not available. No, it's available.
It's available. Come on.
Let's check that website.
Just look at that website. Jagero, you can see it. What do you see?
Linda Mwana. Hey, it is not. I can't see it.
No. Jagero, put on your glasses, please. We are not responsible for your eye problems.
Usually.
But look at it. Look at how simple it is.
Let me have a look at it. Yeah.
You've opened it?
Yeah, I've looked at it.
It's time.
It is pretty good.
It's just simple. It's time.
It's pretty good. I mean, Miruka, you are. It even has dark mode.
Yeah, it has dark mode.
Yeah.
Look, it's the only. In fact, you can scroll up to down.
Yeah. Let me send the website to the people of the internet so that they can also check it for themselves, so that they can see what we are seeing. I think Miruka is just feeling some sort of way. Yeah, he's feeling some sort of way.
1,349 members.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty okay. So if you go home, it's pretty okay.
We have everything. We have shop.
You're not into websites. I could give you another example to look at, and probably that would.
No. Just tell us what is wrong with this one.
Okay, tell us.
Yes, we don't need to go somewhere else.
The user interface.
The user interface is okay.
What is come on. You mean
let me not use technical terms, but that is
not even technical. Come
it is
on.
Not. It is not really bad. It is not really bad.
No. It's okay.
It is fine. It is fine. I mean, it just because as a user, I just feel like when I go to the website, it is white, black, and blue. Okay? And the first thing that you want to see is that how do I become a member? Sign in is right there at the top.
Exactly.
Support is right there to give money. If you have got bad eyes like mine, you go there and click on the moon and you go to dark mode and then light mode. It's really good. Well, if you go to the shop, okay, if you go to the shop, you can enter the shop. Let's see what is in the shop.
So many match.
Yeah, there is a lot of match. Sisi ndio Sifuna. But I think you should reduce so much of Sisi ndio Sifuna. I mean, there are also Babu Win and others. I mean, there is also you.
If it's a presidential candidate, you have to.
You know, there is the branded
now,
cards by written EU.
By now, they should be having their manifesto ready.
They gotta go to events. Events is very beautiful.
Events.
Go to events, please, and just keep
that
scrolling.
That is why you're a lawyer and I'm a web designer.
Yeah.
Yes,
bro.
No, I don't think there is anything very bad about this website. Is I will give it 65%.
It's good.
I'll give it a 65%. Because what a website should do essentially
let
is
him
that
go build
does
a
it
website
do what
for
it's supposed to do? Huh?
He can build a website for Safaricom. I think that's the companies that needs its technicalities. For us, we are fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
This is
okay.
But also, you still Linda Mwananchi. So this Linda Mwananchi is the logo, yeah. It's the logo. But it's not a
The
part.
name is the logo. Let it just be that way.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it is fine.
You want to redesign the logo?
Somebody's saying
You want
this
to
is a
redesign
the logo is fine. My only
No. Did you hear that comment? Did you hear that comment?
Which comment?
From
Yeah, there are so many people saying that the website is just
this
pathetic.
is a pathetic website.
Yeah.
Trust me, that is a web designer who knows.
But somebody's also saying Miruka is jealous of Linda Mwananchi.
That's Anne.
So which one?
Jealous of what?
That is who? That is not Anne.
Annie says website iko sawa. Muruka wewe kwenda
Yes,
huko.
this is a pathetic
Wachana
website.
na Annie,
Dennis
Anne.
Mungare.
Hii website ni mbaya. I stand with Miruka. I mean, people have different. Let me tell you.
Dennis Mungare. So Dennis Mungare is supporting which nini? So should we go to?
But honestly speaking, Jagero, I think and I feel that Linda Mwananchi deserves a better website.
Yes.
What do you want to add on that website? I mean,
When you
functionality.
look at it,
What is
looks
wrong with
like that.
functionality?
Let me tell you.
What do you want to
There is
add?
something called
Say what you want.
UX/UI. Do you know something called
Yes.
UX/UI? User experience and user design.
Yes.
That is what needs to be improved on that
No,
website.
but what is the problem with user? Let's talk with user experience. What is difficult about the experience of this website? Because, for example,
He can't even use his technical terms.
Miruka, I am a brand strategist, and I'm asking you,
And a communication expert.
what is the functionality of this website? This website is supposed to collect members.
Yes.
The moment you arrive on this website, you see sign in.
Yes.
Right?
No, it's supposed to be simple that way.
You want support. It is right there. You want to go to an event. It is right there. You want to buy merchandise. It is right there. You want to go to. It is right there. What is it that? Kwani unataka kukula?
That is working on this website.
The first thing that our website does is to
Sifuna is a tech
communicate
guy.
what that brand is.
It is
to everyone
time. It
else.
is time. Be part
Who
of the
runs a
game.
very
It is
big-
right there. He's talking about what Linda Mwananchi website is saying that the first thing a website should do is to tell you what is happening. It's right there. It is time. Be part of the change. It's right there.
In fact, the reason why we are having this Linda Mwananchi website is to get people to sign up.
Exactly.
That is why
this
the first
website
message,
looks. You don't complicate this thing.
Be part of the change.
Yes,
Like,
it is
sign
there.
up.
And it's saying sign up to join and move to keep people better. You want to give us money support.
Why is it that the first thing you see is 51,650? They're telling you that this is the number of people who have already signed. Please join this number.
I am very happy with this website. I am very happy with this website.
So this time you have decided to be on his side.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's okay.
I am a truthful man.
Can I tell you something? If somebody signed up on this website right now, that number should have gone up, but it is not. It is still constant, 51.
No. That is.
So you want to say the people of the internet, none of them has signed up at the moment.
I think that the
I
reason
can even
why
answer him right now.
I think the reason why there are 51% is not because of web design. It's because of other factors that I don't want to talk about. But I don't think it is the beauty or something different. Can we go? So I think that is the problem that we are having there. Uburu declares ODM failed presidential candidate. What do you feel about Uburu saying that ODM should now not look at that website. It's beautiful. Look at it. It's beautiful. Ay, come on. Mtu mrombaya kama Miruka.
Ndio maana application ilikataa. Waliscan tu wakasema jamaa bana.
This is the only website you have seen.
Maybe you should build us an app.
I saw my best website in presidential campaigns was the Obama 2002. Right?
Was
2002.
Was that better than Trump's?
I think so.
I don't think so. There's no better presidential website that I've ever seen.
What was so good about it?
Simple, clear, the message is home. And when you
start... What was the message?
They're not coming for you. They're coming for you.
That was the message.
Yes.
And you loved it so much.
And he was there furious, like
he was manipulated.
No.
With a catchphrase.
Yeah. Shall we open the phone call so that people can call us? I think we can open the calls now so that people can call. It's been a beautiful day and a lot of people. I've really enjoyed it, by the way. What I love about Adrian is that he can really stick to his guns, which is a good thing. Perhaps that is why Babu chose you, like Raila chose Sifuna. Let's hear what people are saying about what is going on today. You can put for us the Jagero Totam. People. Somebody saying, Jagero, you are very easy to please client when it comes to web design. No. Somebody saying that I've designed. Jagero, are you one term or two term? That's a question that I'm being asked every day. Yes. But you know where I belong, right, Mr. Adrian? You know where I belong in as far as two term and one term is concerned.
I also know.
Where do I belong? Really? Where do you think I belong, bro?
You belong to the two-term brigade, and you know that.
No, that cannot be further from the truth. That cannot be further from the truth. I am not a two-term person.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I'm not a two-term person. I am not a two-term person. I mean, when you say that I'm a two-term person, you're saying that I'm going to vote for the Nilot, right?
For change.
Huh?
Okay.
Hello? Jagero is for change.
Can you please mute the device that you're listening to us from, and then you can call properly. I think that caller wanted to mute something. I am not really. But why do you say I'm two-term? Why, Mr. Meruka? Why do you say I'm two-term?
Let me not put this on air. I think
you can. You can put it on air. You can put it on air. Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I am Tom from Nairobi.
Yes.
Yes, I can see Meruka.
Meruka leo amekuja na amepewa pesa na government, amekuja kunyorosha Adrian.
Yes, nimeona hapo amefanya vitu zake, lakini ningependa kuchangia hapo.
Yes.
Linda Mwananchi is doing a very good job.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, and what Uburu is doing, Uburu and the Linda Tumbo team is doing.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate.
Can you up him?
As a member of ODM,
okay,
who believed in ODM when I was growing up.
Okay.
I am so disappointed in the Linda Tumbo team.
What is your major disappointment?
How these people are splashing cash around. There is unemployment here. Instead of them thinking critically to create jobs for the young youth,
okay,
to create something that can help our people. Actually, I come from Bondo. My home is Bondo.
Yeah, you come from Bondo, right? So that is in Siaya County.
Bondo, Siaya County.
Oh, okay.
And Uburu is one of the people who have failed us there. Was at one time he was our MP. And he did nothing.
Okay.
He has never stood for anything in his life.
Okay.
He has never stood. Even the MP is there is better than him. 10 times better than him.
All right. But now, did you guys want to have a presidential a candidate for the 2027 election as a member of ODM?
For now, we don't have. That's why I moved on, and I said from now onward, as for me, I will support Sifuna.
You'll be supporting Sifuna?
Yes, Sifuna.
But Sifuna does not have a party.
We are going to create a party. That is something that we just need to.
You're working on it.
Yes, we are working on it. And we are going to contribute whatever we have, whatever we are getting from whatever we can get and put up a party.
All right.
Yes, and we are going to leave Uburu with their party.
You are going to leave Uburu his party?
Yes, let them remain with the Linda Tumbo team there, and we are going to make a very good party that people believe in it like the party that Raila built.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, so this I have always said, my brother Meruka, that for me I'm very agnostic in as far as our politics is concerned. And that is why, I am coming from a time where politics was meant to change. But I think that the politics of Kenya has really struggled to change. Yeah. And every other day we are seeing different things, but they're just the same. Yeah. Because now if you're talking about people giving 10 million in Harambee to help women, the question that you are asking is, why exactly are those women where they are? Mm-hmm. Why do we need to bring them 10 million in order to change their lives? Mm-hmm. Okay? How else were they supposed to have been empowered to change themselves? Because if you give them 10 million or 21 million, I mean, how many women are you talking about? Mm-hmm. And those women have got how many families? Okay? Yeah. If you look at somebody like Gachagua trying to change the country, you look at everything that he says every day, and it doesn't look like he really wants to change this country. For me, I've got very specific ways through which I want this country to change. And I don't think that, and every time people ask me about Ruto, he's a very interesting person, right? Because it appears that Ruto is working so well right now. It appears, okay? But he was also a deputy president for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm struggling to get his track record in the 10 years that he was deputy president. Mm-hmm. Fair enough, there were a lot of problems with the law in as far as the vice president's position is concerned, because wewe ni mtu wa kutumwa, enda pale, go open this, come open that, go open that. Okay? But then, even if you move away from the two terms of William Samoei Ruto, you go back to when he was an MP of Eldoret North, correct? Mm-hmm. I don't know for how many years, probably 15?
15, yeah.
15 years. Mm-hmm. And the question that you want to ask yourself is, what was the track record of His Excellency, the President, then? Mm-hmm. And what was he passionate about then? What were his projects then? Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is the reason why I find the President a very difficult person to understand, because suddenly he's very clever. Mm-hmm. And he's saying that we need Talanta Stadium. All right? He says that we need Rironi Mau Summit Road. Mm-hmm. He says that we need the Suswa Road. He says that we need this and we need that. And if you look at them, they're brick and mortar. Most of the things that he's trying to build is brick and mortar. And then he goes and gives 22,000 Kenya shillings to young people. Mm-hmm. And you're wondering, okay, how about the economy? How does it really work? Mm-hmm. For example, when you build a stadium of 45 billion, mm-hmm. what is your plan with that? Because do you mm-hmm. just want to hold AFCON? And then after that, what do you do? Mm-hmm. Because, for example, if you look at the stadium, it's a big investment. Yeah. But because in Luo culture, we say that you measure the fat of rams using 2 rams. You cannot say that this ram is fat and there is none. Mm-hmm. So we can decide to take that stadium issue and say, okay, what happens around the world with stadiums? Mm-hmm. If you look at at London, one of the biggest soccer businesses in the world, you realize that stadiums are not built by the government. Mm-hmm. Stadiums are built by the private sector and the clubs mm-hmm. that build those stadiums. Mm-hmm. So I expected Talanta Stadium to have been built by Gor Mahia mm-hmm. or Ulinzi Stars mm-hmm. or any other thing. Because then you are expecting that once you build, for example, Old Trafford, you are hoping that you are going to be getting 70,000 people there every week mm-hmm. that are giving you the money, first of all, to spur the economy, and also to make that business work. Mm-hmm. But now after AFCON, how many 60,000 people are you getting at Talanta Stadium every other week? Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. How are you going to take care of it? Because you can see that Qatar had World Cup and they folded those stadiums mm-hmm. and turned them into museums. Mm-hmm. So then if you put 45 billion and at the end of the day you are going to be paying 110 billion to pay it back, the question you are asking yourself, is it really a viable project? Mm-hmm. And why are you doing it? Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. So then I was thinking that the 45 billion should not have gone into the stadium, mm-hmm. but should have gone into the sports industry, mm-hmm. To take care of the academies, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that, okay, we have, how many academies, sports academies do we have? Kenyans are known to be runners. In fact, my fellow Nilots is a running nation. All right, that's where it comes from. What has been done to all those colleges that are running around the mountains? Has anything been put together for them? So I'm saying that 45 billion would have been better in opening up academies and strengthening the sports industry rather than building the Talanta Stadium. Okay, so that is the question that I keep wondering. So when somebody is telling me that Talanta Stadium is development, what if we go granular into that development? What exactly is it? Okay, so what is the real reason why we are building Talanta Stadium? And if you're saying that we are going to be having AFCON, how much is AFCON going to give Kenya? You understand those questions? And you go to the market that the president is building, and you're calling it, development. Okay, those markets, who is going to be selling tomatoes there? So, for example, if you build a market in Nyakach, my constituency, how is that market going to help us? Are we going to be selling mats in that market? And how is this spurring development? You understand?
Yeah.
My idea is that I do not see some of these guys really talking about development.
Exactly.
All right? And how a country should actually work. Because I've lived in other countries and I've seen how they do it. Take Nairobi, for example. Right now, Sakaja is actually given up and he doesn't want to be the governor anymore. Somebody that was a governor some 10 years ago wants to come back and manage the city. You understand?
Yeah.
And somebody expect me to support them. And the question I'm asking him is, and I think that is the reason why I had a complete difference with Babu Owino when he was talking about being the governor of this city. Babu Owino does not talk about this city properly. Okay, he can go to the internet and teach people arithmetic, but he's not going to hold a town hall to figure out how to work with Nairobi and to make Nairobi a better place. Nairobi is a very bad place in terms of garbage collection. Nairobi is a very bad place in terms of drainage. Nairobi is a very bad place in terms of how it is built. But you see, nobody is talking about those issues. So for me, when I'm talking about politics, I am not hearing all those things
and in fact,
being brought forward.
And in fact, Jagero, I agree with you, because when I tell people that I'm neutral, many of the times I listen to a politician speak about these issues. You will hear none of them giving solutions about the problems that we are having or how they are going to spur the economy. Or probably this is the problem that we have in this country and this is the solution. It's always about the rhetorics. It's always about the one term versus two term. At the end of the day, they just want to get the power, steal the money they can steal within their time, and go. And you see, that is something that young people need to, I think we need to get work, if that is the term I should use. To just look at all these people and see if you're not providing the solution, then there's nothing you're telling us. But you see, the problem is our country is corrupt, our country is tribal, and so at the end of the day, they will manage to brainwash a few of those who cannot reason independently to actually say, yes, you cannot do it 100%, but at least for the 70% that you're saying you can do, that will give it for you.
Because right now, I expect Adrian and his capable team of Linda Mwananchi to sit down with us and explain a little bit of how they want to really, really change this country. I don't expect a rally. I want us to sit down.
Yes.
So that we talk about this country and where it is supposed to go.
Jekiro, I get your concern. And when we sit down at a meeting whereby we are supposed to be giving our own input, as smart, intellectual young people who are supposed to be adding value to the team of Sifuna and Babu Owino, we present that criticism just as blatant as you're presenting it right now on this podcast. We tell Babu, in fact, one of my biggest proposals to Babu was that, we were supposed to be running a good PR campaign. And the PR campaign was to reach the smart, intellectual, salaried workers of Nairobi, not through rallies, through engagement platforms that are solely meant to address the technical problems of the mismanagement of Nairobi. Just like you've talked of a very good example, a town hall. Those are the things that are in consideration of all those. So we understand that we need to do that. But at the same time, we are not saying that we will never do that. It is in our books to do that.
And when you are doing it, please invite us so that we also ask questions.
We must.
We relate live to the people of the internet. It would be a pleasure.
For sure.
Yeah.
If I was given the task today to curate a town hall.
In fact, you do amazing work at doing it.
Maybe for garbage issue of Nairobi. Let's talk of our first town hall. What would I think of? I would think of a very good media house like the Jagero Media House, because I've seen them do quite a number of town halls that I've attended, just with a little bit of my direction.
Yeah, a little bit of you. You're very funny.
Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get you. That will definitely happen.
You see, for example,
a manifesto for Babu will definitely come. Sorry.
Yes.
Manifesto for Babu will come. And I tell you, the same for Sifuna. It will come. The plan will come. It will come. Don't worry about that. You know, the problem is that you people have also been indoctrinated by this government narrative that we do not have an agenda. And that is what is going to happen up until August 2027.
But honestly, I don't think it is an indoctrination by the government.
It is.
I think that the government is actually coping us.
It is because, Jagero, let me ask you something. Don't you tell me that even 6 months, don't you think that is enough time to have, every possible discussion about what you want to do for the citizens?
Yes, that is.
Why is it that you want to force people to get into an election campaign mode right now?
That is very true. The problem is that you are pelting Ruto with stones now without giving us that's the thing. So if you could keep quiet, and be in your houses until 6 months, right?
Jagero, you see now, that is the problem. That is what is supposed to be happening. In fact, right now, before any campaign period is officially started by the law, what we are supposed to be doing is holding the government accountable. We are not supposed to be sitting on a podium and saying, this is my manifesto. Absolutely not. That is not what we are supposed to do. Right now, we are just supposed to hold the government accountable. If the day comes and now the campaign period is open, that is where now you have the obligation as someone who wants to vie to show people where your manifesto is going to be and how it's now going to solve the issues that you've been agitating for all this while. So
but agitation in my estimation would be telling the government that, look, you are doing this thing and this is wrong, but not telling him to go home.
Actually,
because then I would think that if you are opening it up for elections, if you are telling Ruto you need to go home, then you are also telling us what you want to do. But if you just want to tell him that we are against killings, we are against it, we are doing this, we are against this.
Yes. But when we tell you to go home and when you agitate, why do we agitate? We agitate for change, right? When we agitate that people are not supposed to be killed this way, we are not supposed to be seeing it again. We are not supposed to be seeing abductions. But what happens when you continuously see it? That means that person has failed to listen to us. So we have the responsibility to now call for his replacement, which is Ruto must go. So there is no problem with that. Nothing wrong, absolutely.
You see, the biggest problem that we have in our country.
Let's give our last remarks as we conclude this episode. So I will allow you to say what you want to say, and then also give your last remarks. Then I will ask the lady who is slightly quiet over there, and then Adrian to give his last remarks.
I was just saying, it is very easy to criticize, because the only thing you need to do is to oppose what is actually happening. But I think what Linda Mwananchi should be doing right now is to say, this is the problem, this is the solution. Because if you keep telling people Ruto must go without providing or rather pointing out where the problems are, then definitely people will just hear the rhetoric and nothing else. And you see, right now, many Kenyans really are looking for solutions, not just the rhetorics. This is the problem, this is the solution. And I can assure you, there's so many people who have thought of the solutions that we have, especially the young people who are innovatives. I think the other day you saw the post that Sifuna did on the invention that we had done to deal with the fraud that is happening with SHA. Using machine learning.
Yes.
That is one of the solutions that we are telling them. Actually, many of the frauds that are happening in this country, if we were to use tech the right way, especially when it comes to corruption, it would reduce it to probably from 90% to at least 40%. Because all those loopholes are already done away with using tech, using machine learning, so that there are early detection systems. There are ways that we can follow the trace of money and what is happening with our money. And that now becomes one of the biggest solutions that we have in terms of solving corruption in this country. Then from there, now we know there is money that goes to the people. There is money that goes into projects. We can actually have a trace of where each and every coin is going.
Okay.
That way, we are now taking the power from the politicians and taking the money to the people for development, because that is the solution you're providing. So I think even as you support Linda Mwananchi and you are a part of the NEC member.
And tell us, are you going to join them in Linda Mwananchi?
He's part of us. He's a member.
No.
He's just not voting.
He's on the sidelines.
Yes.
He's currently on the sideline.
I am very, very sober trying to see who actually has a manifesto to change this country. Otherwise,
go and make that manifesto.
Yes. Otherwise, all these people are just doing
Are you going
to
help him make that manifesto?
If they need my help, fine. If they don't, I'll still move on.
You make a manifesto and send to them and tell them that this is what I want added to the manifesto.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes. How are you, my brother? It's very hot. Where are you calling us from, and what's your name?
I'm good. I'm calling from Dubai.
Okay.
So what I want to say is that today you explained very well. In fact, when you talk about the Talanta Stadium.
Yeah.
Because for me, I also relate it with the Wajir Stadium.
Okay.
You can imagine Wajir has students who travel 700 kilometers, look for a better school. And for them now, the president saw the biggest priority for them was to build a school. What about to say about, people, they're pushing Sifuna, you create structure, you should do this, you should do this. But what if he's thinking that he should involve people? So for him, for now, I think he wants to build a team. The team that they can sit together, because Sifuna has always been saying that he's not an expert of everything.
Okay.
He would like to consult someone about things like agriculture. He would like to consult someone about the economy, and then they can gather together.
Okay.
You see, this the Ruto side, if you look to the last election, he copy-pasted everything that Raila did. Raila went around the country collecting the views of the people, and then he built his manifesto. And then Ruto copy-pasted the same. But in the knowledge that he didn't know how to implement it, because now that's why you see he has the conflict. He has this caucus with the women, caucus with the youth, and now everything is complicated because he never had the structure. Like, there is this Robert Greene 48 laws of power that says that, law 29 says that when you plan things, plan from the start to the end. And for me, I believe that is what Sifuna is doing.
Okay.
He's trying to plan from the start to the end, and there is step by step. So for now, he's building up a team that will be trustworthy.
Okay.
So that
but
when
Miruka
he
is
sit
not
down
part of
with
that
this
team.
Who?
Miruka, the gentleman that is complaining that he's been kicked out of the tech team.
Miruka, he kicked him himself. Like you can't force someone. If you have a belief in something, you have to stick it to the end. You have to fight for this space. You have to show that I have this capability, I have these qualities. But you can't be like you want to be pushed. You get my point?
You see, now he has
stick to the point. If he could have, if
fight for a space.
Yeah, why didn't he build this? He said that he's disqualifying the website of Linda Mwananchi.
Yes.
Why didn't he build the website and then he go to the Linda Mwananchi and he told them this is the weakness and I've built.
He didn't even need to build it. He should have done a mock-up. Give us the
Exactly,
mock-up.
exactly, and then and then you show them that this is the weakness of your website, and this is the strength of my website. It could have worked better, and even they could have seen that. Oh, by the way, this is the idea.
Answer you live. I did that. I called Babu. I have Babu's number here, the one that is everyone knows.
Okay.
Told him this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm proposing. He never picked my calls. He never responded on WhatsApp or anywhere.
No.
Who was I supposed to go to?
No. That's not how it works.
But
that's not how it works.
How many times have I heard Babu's? I've heard Babu's number since I was in first year.
Yeah.
This number that everyone has. No single day have I ever contacted Babu through his official number. How did I meet Babu?
Okay.
It's because I know that number that
Babu
has.
Yes. Yeah. Just a minute. You're coming in just about now.
Okay.
Because I know the number that Babu has. He's receiving over 10,000 messages in just a month from different people who are saying, Babu, help me with this. Babu, come to this. Babu, do that. Babu, do that. In fact, it is not even Babu who reads the messages. It is his admin of social media who filters out the messages that they're supposed to be doing it. So you need to learn the strategy when it comes to accessing these leaders. You'll not access them by just having their numbers. Learn the ways of doing it. There are people who are closer to them. Tell them, when you are going to that meeting, how am I going to be able to access to Babu? Because
Meruka is behaving like Babu's equal.
Exactly. That happens.
But I'm also not a beggar.
Yeah. We were having this gentleman from Dubai. Please go on.
Yeah, what I want to say is that, the biggest unbecoming, and Sifuna is very careful of this one, is about infiltration. And Ruto is very good in this one.
In doing
Ruto
what?
can sponsor someone, infiltration.
What is that word he's saying? Oh, infiltration.
Infiltration, exactly. Yeah. And Ruto is very good in infiltration. You understand that?
Okay.
So I think Sifuna is very careful when he's choosing his people. Because you can't tell me that people like Faith Odhiambo, they are mad by joining Sifuna without knowing that Sifuna has a plan. And I think Sifuna is sharing this plan with the people he trusts most, because he knows that Ruto is very good in infiltration, and there are people who will be sent there with money to come and be in his team, so that after the election, they can change the course. And you can see what Ruto did with UDM, the party from Northern Frontier, yeah?
Yeah.
You get my point? So these are the things that Sifuna has learned, and he's trying to see that how can he avoid when he's making his side, his parties. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to say is... What do you think
about the fact that ODM is no longer going to field the presidential candidate?
It has been told that this side has been bought, and we can see it clearly. Because now, tell me, where are they getting all this money all of a sudden? Do you want to mean, because now in fact, the picture they are creating now is they are creating the picture like Raila used to be mean, but now for them now they are not mean. You get my point? And they are creating a very bad picture about Raila. I'm an ODM person and I feel bad because these things they are creating now, they are creating a bad picture. You know, in a real sense, why was Raila not doing this? And why are they doing this now? You understand? So for them, they are bought and they are done. And I told you, right, Sifuna was sticking with that SG thing because he was stalling these people. And now you can see that my point is true. Because now you see now they are becoming very clear, the things are moving on and everything, and money now is flowing, and you see all this stuff. You get my point?
Yes, thank you.
So for me, I wanted to say that it is not the business of the government to create jobs. The point of the government is to create policy that will allow private sector to create jobs. But when you see that the government is saying that they are creating jobs, then that is a failed government for me.
All right. Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to you, my dear. Where you are. Thank you very much for being with me tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
As we finish this conversation.
Yeah, I liked the show. I liked the conversation that you've had here. I think for me, just to respond to what he said.
Yes, Meruka.
I think the government knows what are the priorities of the citizens of this country. It's just by design, maybe they are not doing what Kenyans need as a priority. Because you've talked about the Talanta, we've talked about so many other projects that the government is doing. But then now the question is this really a priority to Kenyans? Because I feel like Kenyans, there's something else that Kenyans are suffering from, not just the Talantas that we are talking about, the stadiums that we are talking about. I think the cost of living right now is something that should be given the priority that it deserves. So to the government, I think they can do better. They can try to get the priorities of Kenyans better.
Mr. Adrian, in finishing?
Mine is a message to William Ruto. And I want to tell William Ruto that tribal conflict that you want in Kenya, you will not get it. That tribal conflict that you want it to be between one community and another one that you're instigating at this time, so that things can easily work out for you like it did in 2007 for Kibaki. You will not get that out of Kenyans in this particular modern day and age. It will be against those goons and the Kenyans. There's no single time one tribe will ever fight against other tribe. If you decide to get a group of young people and arm them with rungus, like you did for the ICC allegations that were put on you, it will be against those group of young men and the entire citizens of Kenyans. There is no single tribe that will take up arms and go against other tribes. Be careful.
All right, thank you very much. Somebody is saying that I should be reminded that Wayua is saying that she loves the show, but she said she did not say much. And they're telling Jagiro not to gag her.
Yeah.
That's not true. People of the internet, it's always been a pleasure. I want to thank Mr. Frank, who has been on the deck and on the cameras. I want to thank Mr. Adrian. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so
much.
Because
I feel like we have a really good sparring.
We have a good chemistry.
Next time, bring me so that I deal with him.
You deal with him. I want to thank you, Mr. Meruka. I wish you well as you cross over to Linda Mwananchi. I think it's Rosie there. You should go and find out what bread they're eating there. Wayua, thank you very much for always, heeding to my call so that you come and help me deal with this man sometimes. Thank you very much. People of the internet, you are the star of the show, and I want to thank you so much for always gathering here around this campfire to talk to us. We are always having a town hall. I want to thank Annie and her team, the ones that are always there every single day to talk about what we are discussing as a country. Watu wengine wanarusha mambo mabaya hapo ndani, but it is all right. It is we have our democracy, and we have to adhere to that democracy. So thank you very much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. We have got social media that is very, very active. Please follow us on our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere else you get your social media dose. I want to thank you very much. And I want to say that I think that our country needs all of us. And I think that is the reason why we are having this conversation, so that kama nimekukosea wapi, can we agree on charting the way forward? So thank you very much, and I wish you a very, very, very good night. Until another episode, bye for now. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much, and I just had a break to tell you about my new book. Everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.